And the beat goes on. What is going on out there? JT here in the studio. Here in the studio, 10-4 live weekly update. Back with you guys after a week of busyness and still moving out of California, but done moving out of California. So we went and spent last weekend and Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday down in the California region, getting the last of the things that I have that needed to be moved out, and we're done. So welcome to the Pacific Northwest. We got a live show for you again. Got a little bit of information for you. Got some cool stuff we're going to share with you about trucking for kids that happened this week and stuff that's going to be coming up, of course, in 2023 for trucking for kids. Good evening, Mr. Billy Joe Burrell. What is happening, buddy? Thanks for dropping in. Glad to have you on board. Miss Julia dropping in on the show, and right now I know she's mobile. She's actually on her way up here to the Studio 10-4 location in Grants Pass, Oregon, sort of. Pete Henderson, what's going on, buddy? Good to have you on the show. In case you guys haven't noticed, we do have a new edition of 10-4 magazine out, and on that edition, and there it is right there, is our guy Dylan Batters. He is right here. In fact, I'm going to kind of jump on over to him. Dylan's cool cab over Freightliner is on the cover of the magazine this month, and it is looking really sharp. I love a good cab over, so can't say anything bad about that. Color purple, man, gotta dig it. We're gonna have Dylan on the show here in the next week or so. Try to get him done early and before Christmas because we want everybody to make sure that we get a good show in, a good Christmas show in, before we take a break here at the end of the month. Yeah, right on, Billy Joe. You're in Sparks, man. What's going on in Sparks? That happens to be the location of one of our Team 10-4 members. Tim Stevens is in Sparks, Nevada. Tim and April and their family are up there. Miss Julia, yeah, no, that'd be that I do, but I don't. I'm answering question in real time. No, I'm coming to get you and turning and burning. So no. Tim and his family live there, and they travel out of Nevada to come and see us and be at different shows. Of course, managing trucking for kids is one of Tim's main functions that he does. You know, this shot, man, I'll tell you, and we're gonna cover more of these. I don't want to be a show spoiler for all these pictures, but that shot, that truck almost looks like it's a model in that version of that shot right there. If you guys are on the road and you're watching or listening, like Cody Davis. And Cody, how you doing, partner? Good to have you on. Listening in the truck as always, as he says, so he's out working. Guys, go back later and take a look, and this is the picture of that truck sitting in front of an archway, and it just looks like it's a model truck, kind of. I don't know, man. It's a pretty cool shot, but a lot of good ones in here of this truck, and a great cover story. This one was brought to us by Stephanie Haas for 10-4 magazine, and Stephanie out there doing a good job covering and getting some great shots of our monthly cover truck story. Some other things that were going on this month in the magazine I'll get to, but I want to share this with you guys. We recently paid a trip to over to the Shriners Hospital, and their check for $40,000 was delivered over to the Shriners. That, of course, is Tim, Gene, Dan, and Shan. They're delivering that check. Notice the number 10-4. Right on. 10-4 Charities, Inc. doing it. Trucking for kids and making the big donation. Beautiful job on the check and presentation. And I also have a video here that I'll share with you guys here in a second as well. Cannot change from 10-4 to me. Dan says he can't change from 10-4. So Dan is probably on, no telling what device he's on, but Dan, you got to go into your, if you're on Facebook there somewhere, you need to change it over so that you're back to your normal self and not representing the 10-4 brand there, buddy. But I know you can figure it out. So Dan is watching, and if Not sure, but he might be on the road as well. So, Dan, I hope you guys make it home soon. They were down south, of course, taking part and taking care of business, getting the money that was raised for the Shriners Children's Hospital from all the 10-4 charities, Trucking for Kids, everybody that sponsored, donated, and made that happen. We thank you very, very much. Appreciate all the work that went into it, and of course all the help that made the show happen. The cool thing about that is, and I'll get to that in a minute, is we have another show coming up, and sooner than later, April 29th and 30th. That's right, guys, 2 days, 29th and 30th of April 2023, a full weekend of fast fun at Irwindale Speedway in Irwindale, California. So listen, you guys asked for it, we delivered, right? We made good on a promise, and that was that no matter what, we would get you 2 days again back in Irwindale, and that's what's happening. So I don't want to hear any excuses about why you can't be there, because this is going to be cool. For us, Team 10-4, we're going to be coming right off of the Mid-America Truck Show, literally end of March, and get us a chance to get back, get caught up, and make another show happen, or be at another show that we're making happen. And that's going to be on April 29th and 30th. Looking forward to it. You know, going to be a different vibe, because we'll be in there for spring. Kind of like the Spring Nationals happening, right? Down in Pomona with the NHRA, except we're going to be the NHRDA, sort of. And they are back, by the way, in case you guys don't know who that is. National Hot Rod Diesel Association. They are definitely going to be back. Oh, great. Miss Shannon is back online here in the show. And they are home now, so awesome. What a great day, absolutely. A lot of great things happened down there just a few days ago down in Southern California with the check being delivered. And Mr. Dan Lynn's back in there. He's got his face back. There he is. Good deal. So, as I said, no excuses, everybody. Y'all be there. This is going to be the show. And we're definitely going to make some improvements. We've had some offers to help on the drag racing side. So look for some brackets to be happening. So all you guys that showed up last year or this year, I can't say last year yet, this year, and we went heads up racing this year. We're going to go brackets in 2023. So look forward to seeing everybody there. Got a little video here we're going to share with you guys. Give me a second, and I'll get that in the queue. And here we go.
We're here at Shriners Hospitals for Children in Pasadena, making our donation presentation today to them. And pleased to announce we're giving them 40 grand, which is awesome.
We did this all because of you. It has been an honor to be able to do this, and it was all because of your help, and we're really looking forward to seeing you April 29th and 30th, again at Irwindale Speedway, for a full weekend of fun, 2 days.
You guys made this happen. Thank you. We're looking forward to seeing you in 2023.
And let's double this number.
Let's double it, baby. Let's go.
All right.
So you heard it, guys. They want to double it up. So we got some work to do to make it happen. And now I can take these off because I don't need to hear I don't need to playback on that anymore. And yes, I need a haircut. Holy crap, man. That's what happens when you get caught up in the move and you get lost and you can't get your barber in front of you. But definitely going to get that done here soon as well. Anyway, double it up. What do you guys say? Can you do it? And incidentally, the QR code and link is still up on the Trucking for Kids Facebook page. If you, in fact, would like to donate, you still can. I'm not sure now how that's going to go. I would think it would probably count towards 2023's program, and that's fine. We'll start accumulating that number now and get that double going. So get $80,000 raised for Trucking for Kids. Incidentally, officially, I do believe, I'm not sure, but I do believe that was the largest donation generated from a Trucking for Kids show ever. And because you guys supported us on a one-day program that we made happen this year, pretty amazing. Everything came together and a lot of great stuff. If you guys want to go back and relive the moments, go back and check out our Facebook page with all the video live streams that are on there, as well as show report in last month's edition, and all the other cool pictures and photos that we've shared throughout. So looking forward to that, looking forward to 2023. I want to get back to the magazine for a second here and check out a couple of things. There's a great show And not just because I live up in the Pacific Northwest, but there's a great show up in the Pacific Northwest that gets attended by a lot of folks here every year. It's up in Brooks, Oregon. It is the ATHS Brooks Truck Show. And we had our Team 10-4 guy, Brian Welsh, up there, drives for Far West Steel, who happens to be a supplier for us. When I say us, 10-4 Magazine, no, but Rogue Truck Body, where I also hang out during the day. So a lot of great pictures. I am pretty pleased to say, and I loved seeing this truck. I wish we would have had another shot. There is another shot of it, but I wanted the overall shot, and that's the Josh Sanaski truck that is still up there wandering around up in Oregon. And I'm not sure who the fellows are there. I don't know if that's one of Josh's sons or not. Somebody can help me out and let me know. That'd be great. But would appreciate that absolutely. Love me a good Mac, and there's another Mac truck in here that's pretty outstanding. Not that this one isn't, but something about a black Mac that turns me on. A lot of great trucks, though. Fantastic, largely attended show. Look forward to their show coming up again in 2023. And since I'm up here now, maybe I'll make it out to that show. Just depends on the timing. Oh, nice. Well, many of the picks were supplied by Colby Williams and our friends at Fueled Industry. And those are both of Josh's sons. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate you to confirming that. That's awesome. I'm glad to see those boys out there and representing and still bringing that truck around. And, you know, the amazing thing about it, I mean, my fall and winter backdrop is, in fact, that really famous fall shot of Josh's truck. Jean Osuji. Hi, Jean. How are you? Yes, it is. And Jean, as she says and knows, she's telling you right there, TFK 2023 is right around the corner. And it is going to come up fast. You guys are going to be hearing a lot about that for a while here. Love me an OSU truck. You know, I used to be a Duck fan, and I still am. I don't have anything against the Ducks, but I'm kind of turning more towards the Beavers and their program. It's pretty cool, and I dig the graphics on this cab over Freightliner. Great job, nice looking truck. Used that shot last week on Friday night for our Friday Night Lights feature on 10-4 Magazine's social media, Facebook and Instagram. What an incredible shot. And look at the amount of light being thrown out there by all those trucks. That really is an amazing shot. So good job, gentlemen, and keep them coming like that. Boy, that's something else. Beautiful trucks up there in Brooks. And like I said, one of our favorite shows. I know Dan really enjoys going up there and being a part of that. Unfortunately, conflicts of other things made it just impossible to have him attend it this year, but hopefully back next year. Love that Freightliner, man. That is a golden oldie right there, man. Root beer, baby. Root beer float is what I heard. So yeah, something special. Nice looking trucks. Can't deny it. Any of them, they're just fantastic. Got to have that skinny old vocational bumpers on there, man. Can't have anything dragging on the bottom. Look at that. You know, here's something that's amazing too, and the second group of photos that I'm going to bring in and show you guys, it just illustrates where we were and where we've come from to where we are. I mean, essentially, there it is, right? You're not going to see as clear a contrast in these two photos, but great looking Peterbilt nonetheless. Grill bars, double J all up front, looking good. Very clean ride. But I'll get to the ones that really stand out. There's Brian right there in the Far West truck. Good job, and his son. So good to see Brian Welsh up there. Hey, if we're going to go RVing, why not? Nice truck. I'm assuming Van Dyke. All right, let's go over here into the second grouping, and this kind of really illustrates. In fact, I'm going to jump ahead a little bit. So here we are. You know, we're logging today, right? This is what's going on. This is an older truck. It's 359. But let's take it back a notch. There's what used to get it done. I mean, holy crap. Randy, what's going on, Randy? Good to have you on the show, buddy. Good to have you on the show. Be looking forward to seeing you here coming up in a couple of months, man. So get ready, boy. We're gonna be out there again for another round of Louisville and Mid America Truck Show. But step back here and you know, think about when these guys went from this. I mean, it didn't happen all of a sudden, but we got there. But there it is, man. That used to get it done. I just can't even imagine. Out in the mud, rain, snow, whatever, in that open cab truck like that, man. It's all about get her done, buddy. You know, you're just a couple notches or reins above a horse-drawn wagon, right? Yeah, Billy Joe's got it right. That's a workhorse. And there's another good example in here that I want to show you guys. So, you know, here we go. Nice K-dub, looking low, looking cool. Ton of plywood on the back of that thing, and yet here we are, man. Could you imagine running that? Hey, we're gonna go across the grapevine down into SoCal. I mean, there you are, buddy. have at it, man. Have at it. It's just mind-boggling. You know it's what we did when we needed to do it back in the day. But holy crap, chain drive, man. And I've seen some other chain drives that weren't as clean as this. This thing looks like a really clean operation. I've seen others that just make you go, I mean, how did they talk these guys into getting into that truck and pulling a load of anything? I mean, yeah, that's a fifth wheel on there. So, just amazing. Amazing. Randy, it's great to have you here, man. Hey, Dave, send those pictures in. Love to see them. Miss Julia's grandfather was in trucking in the California industry, and she has a lot of photographs of him back in the day. And I'll tell you, they earned every single dollar, and it was not like this. You know, you get to looking all cool and lit up and clean and pressed. Hey, right there, buddy. That right there. That's where it all started, man. And those guys got it done in that setup. I'm just hats off to them and then some. Quite the setups. Well, you guys get the idea. Take some time and get on over to either your favorite location, wherever there's a rack and you can get your 10-4 magazine, latest edition, or you can go ahead and go on the web and check it out just like we are right here. The other cool thing we have that I know most of you know is we have a digital edition. And the digital edition right here must be clicked on here. And there it is. And the cool thing about it is the exact replica of the magazine. So get you guys over here if you're ever in a situation where you just can't find it and you just got to turn the pages. Well, there you go. You can do that. You can get the digital version of it and turn it to your heart's content. All the ads, all the stories, all the features, everything in there that you're looking for. All of us, of course, Team 10-4 all the way over here. And we're always there available for you guys. So anytime you're looking, we're there. All right. Let's get back to it. Hang on a second. Bada bing, we're back there. I'm going to take that out and remove it. There we go. Cool. So, a Shannon blowing kisses. Who's Shannon blowing kisses to? Holy crud, man. I'll tell you. Is Dan watching still? You know what, Billy Joe? That red truck is a little on the narrow side, my friend. Yeah. Truckers were smaller then. They didn't have Flying J. So listen, the trucking industry, as the ancillary part of it, truck stops they've changed, man. So I mean, the all-you-can-eat buffet, and correct me if I'm wrong, those are gone. So, oh, Dan, is that what's going on? Okay, all right. Uh, and I remember those days well because God, I love a good buffet. But those days are gone, man. I mean, Flying J doesn't even have restaurants in some of the places anymore. I think. I mean, they've all been converted over to a Denny's or something like that. So those days are gone. Guys up here in the Pacific Northwest, mile marker, I believe 299 on the southbound side, Coburg, Oregon. If there's still a TA over there, that was probably one of the best truck stops I ever stopped in. Cleanest, best food for sure in a regular restaurant. One of my favorite dinners they had there was their pork chops dinner. Man, they were big, juicy, thick pork chops, and we used to stop there all the time. And get a shower, clean up, maybe a few blinks of sleep, and then hit the road again. And for what we were doing, we didn't have sleepers, man. I was day cabinet. We were running north and south with. It's still there, Billy Joe. Thanks, buddy. We were running recycled materials up into Seattle, and then backhauling into San Leandro with recycled glass. Kind of crazy, right? Bring glass all the way from Southern California to Seattle, and then in Seattle we go from one place where we dropped off and pick up some more recycled glass and bring it down to San Leandro. Never could figure out why they didn't get the two places in Seattle connected so they could just get the glass that they needed from those guys. But anyway, who knows how that all worked out. Just know I had the backhaul, and that's how it worked for me. But yeah, that was a great stop, great place to go. But all in all, man, the industry's changed so much. I mean, I stopped at TA in Reading. TA still has the Coburg right on, so that's good to know, man. You guys are up there traveling around. Y'all who are out there, you guys know, but Coburg still has the Ma and Pa restaurant, and that place, it is good, man. The locals come there and eat. That's how good it is. So I recommend that one to anybody that's in that area ever. Drop in and have some. Yeah. I know, right? So Randy's bringing it up right there. We're thinking about these newer truck stops, nothing but fast food and no nostalgia in the parking lot. Well, I think it's because they've gotten so mechanicalized. I don't even know if that's a word, but it's just not what it was. That's for sure. And of course, listen, COVID had a lot to do with that. Pioneer Villa, is that Pioneer Villa at Coburg? No, I don't think so, Dan. I'm not sure what Pioneer Villa at Coburg is, but Billy Joe, maybe he has the answer to that one. But Coburg, COVID really wiped out a lot. Whatever was left of any decent truck stops, I think COVID pretty much sealed their fate, and they're not able to come back from that. And then Flying J. So the guy that the doctor that owned Flying J, that created Flying J, he died. He was a pilot, died in a plane crash. When he died, man, things really changed. I think that just it changed the whole landscape because who did Petro buy Flying J? I think that's who ended up, or Loves. I can't remember. Maybe it's Loves that got Flying J. But however it worked out, it sure didn't. I don't think it benefited anybody on our end. I don't see it. But Billy Joe says he'll go check. So Dan, he'll get back to you. The TA that I stopped at in Reading, the diesel was $1 more a gallon there than anywhere else. It was $6.19 a gallon for diesel. Everywhere else on the way up, we didn't stop there because I wanted to go to the Popeyes restaurant at that TA, and that was why we went there. But it was $1 more a gallon for diesel, and I couldn't get the damn pump to work right. So they only had on the four-wheeler side, the island over there for all the regular cars and trucks to go in. There was one pump pumping diesel, and that pump had two hoses on it. one for the diesel, one for gasoline. The one with the gasoline was ripped off. Somebody took it with them when they left, right? So finally, after I gave up trying to get, pilot bought Flying J. Thanks, Greg. Greg, what's up, man? What truck's for sale this week, buddy? And I still got my purple shirt, but I need a new one, man. I'm telling you, Greg, you got to send me a new shirt. Somebody drove off with the hose, couldn't get the pump to work, went inside. She said, oh, yeah, we'll get you covered. Went out there to get the fuel again, trying to get diesel, didn't work. Went back inside. Anyway, long story short, so this gal comes out. She goes, here, let me take care of this. She grabs a water bottle that was on the ground, and she shoves it up into the gas pump handle receiver. She says, you got to put something in there to block that open, and then you can get this thing to work. I'm like, how the hell is anybody supposed to know that shit? Sorry. No, I mean, how are you going to know? Anyway, finally got to work. And Greg, it figures you'd have something to sell. 2018 389. Anybody interested, get a hold of Greg Reagan. He can hook you up. Anyways, we got it done. But, I'll tell you something else. Here's where something unusual, a good thing happened. We ordered the Popeyes chicken sandwich. I don't know how many of y'all have had those, right? Those are my favorite chicken sandwich. Biggest chicken sandwich from a Popeyes restaurant I've ever had. That thing had to be twice the size of the ones we usually get or used to get in Sacramento area. And I can't get any up here. There's no Popeyes in Oregon, believe it or not. I mean, I don't know how that's even possible, but there is not. So I'm going to have to find somewhere else to get a chicken sandwich. Anyway, I literally only ate half of it and had the rest the next day. But both my buddy and I had a buddy of mine driving a truck up for me, and I was following behind because the damn trailer, one of my trailers that I have, something happened with the pigtail on it. We couldn't get the damn taillights to work, so I stayed behind him to run interference. But anyway, we both said the same thing, or the biggest chicken sandwich. We're both Popeye nuts, so we both agreed. Biggest chicken sandwich we've ever seen. Anyway, yeah, guys, I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if the trucking industry as a whole, the stops are just like, okay, these guys get fuel and a crappy, shower or whatever, and maybe they should feel like that's good enough. I think these places should be taking extra special care of us. Granted, and listen, I'm not going to just sit here and blast them and that it's all their fault. Listen, I've seen guys that go into these truck stops and the way that they act and the way they carry on and talk and treat things. So it's not just the truck stop, trying to provide a nice place, man. You got to respect the place back. You can't just go in there and treat it like an absolute, trash heap and expect them to be happy about cleaning up your mess. So, be respectable, do what you would do, well, at home, I hope, and I hope that's a good thing, and treat it like you live there. Maybe, it'll be nice for you and the next guy, but I know what happens and how it is, and a lot of frustrations out on the road. But listen, a lot of good stuff going on out there too, guys. Be a part of the solution, not of the problem, and hey, good things can happen. But the TA in Reading, if I'm gonna give it a 1 to 10 rating on a 1 to 10 scale, yeah, I'll give it a 6.5. And the only reason I don't give it more than that is the bathrooms and the the pump experience that I had. They got some work to do, and they need to keep up with it, and that's the thing. And again, I can't. There's nobody in there I could walk into and say, hey, it's your fault, because it's not. It's just that they're looking for people to work there too, and as is everybody else. So, Dan got a message. There you go, buddy. Yeah, I don't know what Billy Joe, I don't know what the name of it was. Did it have a name? Was it the Pioneer Diner, Dan, or Pioneer Villa at Coburg? I don't know. It was in the TA, and it was part of the TA, in between, between the trucker area, and in the middle was the showers and everything, and then you walk past all that and into the restaurant, and it's just like walking into home cooked city, man. You could, you smelled it when you got in there, and everybody, the servers were very polite, very friendly, and just a really warm, great place to go hang out at, man. I'll tell you, after running the days that we did, it was a great place to hang out and refuel, ourselves and our trucks. Uh, Country Pride, yeah, I don't know, Randy, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think it was part of a chain thing. I felt like it was a independent kind of a deal. The other thing too, I'll tell you where the really great spot to go, and I'm kind of sticking on this, 5 corridor. Um, Pioneerville is in Halsey, Oregon. Okay, yeah, so not the same place, but Rolling Hills there is the casino that they have there in Corning. Man, I'll tell you what, great trucker stop. Super Friday and Saturday buffet. So they still have their buffet there. And on Friday night, it's the seafood and prime rib buffet. And then on Saturday night's prime rib buffet. But that seafood thing, and that's spending, man. It's not cheap. This ain't $15, $20 anymore. And shoot, for that much, you know what? Listen, it costs $20 to eat at a stinking fast food place anymore, anyways, right? I mean, so I think it's 35 bucks for dinner at the buffet on Friday night at the casino there in Corning. Well worth it if you guys are running that route and want something special. Just know this: you better be ready to crawl in the sleeper afterwards, because that's all you're gonna want to do is go to sleep and start the day over again. Then yeah, Dave Cooper knows. Right on, David. You got it, buddy. It is. Rolling Hills Casino is awesome, and they have a tap room there too that I have not seen yet. I have not been into, but I hear it is pretty cool. So there's some good stuff in there. You guys, we'll have to have a show just talking about truck stops one day. Maybe kind of got that going here tonight. Had no idea I was going to go down that path, but I'll tell you, man, that it'd be nice. We'll talk about it. Connect the dots, between point A, point B somewhere, and and give us the best places to eat along the way. I think that's always fun to do. Yeah, and we've taken some trips, Dan and Shannon and I, and we find some places along the way that are pretty good. We did the trip to Arizona a couple years back, when we shot the Thor truck, and man, that was a good trip. There was a Little Susie's. We had breakfast at Little Susie's, and then of course down there when we got into Arizona and where we were at. It was a good place, and I'm trying to think of the name of the restaurant, but I won't remember it. But just know this: we found some good places to eat and hang out down there too. Yeah, hey Dave Cooper, you know what? That's what this show's all about, man. I love having the interaction, have everybody join in, be a part of the show, and I'm doing again some little experiment of how we bring the show to you. Not Little Susie's, it's Peggy Sue's in Barstow. Is that what it was? Okay. So Peggy Sue's, not Little Susie's. All right. Peggy Sue's in Barstow, and it was good. It was the good old, huge hanging off the plate, gravy all over, chicken fried steak and eggs deal, man. It was the real deal. For me anyways, and I can't remember what Dan got or what Shan got, but man, nothing like a chicken fried steak if it's done right, and especially like that. It's just the best. One of my favorite breakfasts, and then my favorite steak, T-bone steak. God, I love a good T-bone porterhouse, especially, but T-bone porterhouse. And the only difference is you get more of the tenderloin on the porterhouse, and a bigger piece, bigger New York on that porterhouse too. But yeah, man, there's some great places out there still, but you got to find them, and when you do, man, I'll tell you, I don't know how you guys feel about Mel's, but the Mel's in Folsom, California, and the one up in Reno on the way out in Boomtown, they got a Mel's in there. That one was actually pretty good too. But Mel's stays pretty true, man. I've had some good ones at Mel's Diner. If you got to stop in and have a good breakfast and maybe a burger and get someplace where if you go to this one it's going to be the same as the other one, pretty much down the line. Some of the chains are not that way anymore. I mean, Denny's. I'll tell you what, man. Not they're just not. You don't get the same product. Uh, yeah, Dave Cooper. Now is that near the big truck stop there with the Chrome shop and everything in it? Is that where you're talking about? Because I remember that place pretty well too, and you could go in there literally and just about get anything done on your truck while you wait almost. And I don't know if that's even there anymore, man. Hard to say, but um, uh, yeah, I miss the good old days, And when oh, thanks, Dave. Good deal. It is that okay. Um, when I used to be a building contractor, and I had some overlap with the trucks because we used to dig pools, had dump trucks. Rainy days, we'd go down to Flying J, Ripon, California, and I'd take the guys. Everybody would just go to Ripon. I'd buy breakfast for everybody, and we'd be hanging out in there because by the time we decided to give it up and get rained out, it might be mid morning. We'd hang out in there. Everybody would get fed, and we'd be sitting around chatting. They'd be changing over the buffet table from breakfast to lunch. So guess what we did? Yeah, we hung out and it was brunch. We got breakfast and lunch, man. It was funny, I'll tell you. And they didn't care. They just loved having us there, anyways. And man, yeah, it is funny how much you can remember about the good restaurants and establishments. Well, people take care of you. You remember them, right? I mean, why wouldn't you? And Dan's saying they did a story about the Triple T a few years back. Yeah. Hey, Cindy, how are you, darling? Good to have you on the show. Our 10-4 day promotion winner of 2022. Little Cindy right there. There she is, smiling at us all, saying howdy to everybody. Say hi to Shan. You got me and Dan. Yeah, if I ever make it up there, I don't know, Dan. I'm wondering if we should do the loggers convention again up here. That was a fun time. We had you and me and Eric and the gang. James Davis, part of that party. We found a Mexican restaurant up there somewhere, and I think it was a Mexican restaurant, and had a great time. If y'all haven't ever been to the loggers convention, you need to check it out because they do a thing every night for the exhibitors, and it's called the Sawdust Bowl, and it's basically hosted, social where everybody gets together and drinks beer and tells lies and stories. So a lot of fun. We had a good time up there doing that. That was many years back, I'll tell you. In fact, that was at that time I had just left Rogue Truck Body and was doing something else, but it was still within the industry, so I was up there for that show. And of course, Eric and Dan were up there for it as well. Cindy, I didn't know you were from Boise, Idaho. Yeah, the Sawdust Bowl, man. Best part of that show? Absolutely, it was. It was a lot of fun, man. But I'll tell you, not a more down to earth group of people that in the industry of logging than I'd ever met up there in that show. I mean, what a culture! Just an absolute solid group of like-minded people, and hard working to the bone, man. I'll tell you. These guys meant business, and they were there to take care of it, find out, get the latest information, and find out what the latest equipment available to them was to do their jobs and be good at it. And that was logging. So yeah. So listen, everybody, I'm telling you, all this talk of food, man, has done nothing but make me hungry. So I'm going to get on out of here and go do something for dinner. I actually have to take off and go pick up Miss Julia. She's down in Ashland, a good friend of ours that she's with right now. They rode up together in her, not Julia's, but her friend's Tesla, and they had to stop and charge on the way up. I'm sorry, but come on. All right, it is what it is. They had to stop and charge. I don't know how long that took, but you got to stop, plug in, get a little bit of electricity, and make the rest of your journey. I mean, yeah, we stop and we get fuel in our vehicles too, but it's a little bit different. I know. Anyway, is what it is. But I will say this: rumor has it it's like $35 to get in a Tesla from Sacramento up here or something like that. It costs a lot more for diesel and gasoline. So, yeah, Billy Joe, you guys, you have a good one. Take care, Cindy. Glad you got to drop in. Randy, pleasure having you in, buddy. Good to hear you, see you, and have you be a part of the show. Dan and Shan, Dave, everybody else that's been in here. Peter, I know was in there somewhere. Greg, glad you dropped by, man. Greg Reagan, good buddy, a 10-4 cover trucker there. And I think I got everybody else in that dropped by. So thanks you guys for coming by. We'll be back next week. I'm going to try to get. Hey Anthony, thank you, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate being a part of being an Oregonian, man. I'm finalizing all that right now, which I was before, so I'm renewing that. And I'm making it happen. V-Bros Racing, Velasquez Brothers, what's going on, man? Late to the show, but hey, you didn't miss it. So, yeah, you guys are awesome. You guys are awesome, man. Can't wait for the races. Trucking for Kids again. In case you guys missed it earlier, there it is. Save the dates. April 29th and 30th, 2023. Also, hey, you guys, something else that's real important, man. Listen, Christmas is coming up. You want to have a great Christmas present to give to somebody? Here it is. All you need to have is their address, and we'll send it to them. All you need to do is get online, go to 10fourmagazine.com, and subscribe. Get a 1-year subscription. And listen, you know what? You never know what could happen in the world. Prices could go up. Right now, they are what they have been for a long time. So get them now while you can. And if you get one for somebody else and you don't have one for yourself, get one for yourself too. It's real easy. Just click on any one of these here, depending on how you want to do it. You get a 1-year subscription for $50, or you can get a 1-year subscription with 5 copies per month for $125 and pass them out to your friends. You're kind of be the cool guy that has the extra magazines to hand around to people. But at the very least, right here, there you go. Get that Christmas present out. If you guys get in there and get that done now, we might be able to get you the December copy out. So that's always a possibility. If not, you'll see it in January, and that comes shipped to you in a clear plastic sleeve, just as fresh and beautiful as the day it came off the press from the printer, and perfect condition. So there it is. There's your Christmas present right there. It's all set up for somebody, man. Well, there you have it. So, January 1, rates increase, so act now. All right, there you have it. Get those subscriptions in now, guys, and you'll get the current rate. And Shannon has it under control. I love that. I want everybody to see that one. There you go. Shannon has it under control, and I know she does. So we'll get you taken care of, guys. We want you to get that subscription and pass it around the family. Have a good one. Makes a cool stocking stuffer. Maybe give somebody a card with a little something in there and says, "Hey, this is Merry Christmas and your stocking from me." And look for the magazine subscription for the next year from me as well in the mailbox. Where's my slipper? Hello from Arizona. What's going on, man? Yeah, nice to have you in the show. And we're just making our way out. I'm on my way out of here, and I will be back next week. Hope you guys have a good week, good weekend coming up. Lots of cool stuff. It's the end of the year. Man, hope you all are getting your Christmas thing on and trees up, lights up, all that good stuff, everything that makes Christmas a fun thing for you. I hope to get all this back behind me done here now that Miss Julia will be back to help me kind of finish unpacking and get stuff done. Clay, what's going on, buddy? Yeah, no, you dropped in, man. Here's the other thing, too, guys. Anytime you ever want to watch a show that you missed, just go to Facebook or YouTube and check us out. All the shows are there. Anytime you want to see something you missed it's there. Go back and have a look. Had to do something like that today myself, looking for somebody that I couldn't remember their name, and I know we did an interview with them, and there they were. Julian, what's going on, man? Big Daddy in the house. We are doing. Where am I mowing again? Where am I moving again? Were you moving again? I moved. So I left California. Just everybody get it out there. I left California. I am now living in, and I always tell everybody Grants Pass, Oregon. I actually live in Kirby, Oregon, home of Rogue Truck Body. Sales manager for Rogue Truck Body and special project consultant for Rogue Truck Body. That is where I'm at. That's what I'm doing. That's my day job. But I intermingle quite a bit. I mean, I'm in there today, taking care of business for both Ten Four Magazine and Rogue Truck Body. So, stay pretty busy, and I like it that way. I think it means it makes for a healthier lifestyle. So, you guys take care. Stay safe out there. Anybody ever coming around this area of the world, look me up. Give me a call. You guys know how to get a hold of me. I don't hide. I think my phone number is even available on my Facebook. And, of course, over on 10-4 Magazine, always get a hold of us that way. John at 10-4magazine.com. Pretty simple. Randy, again, great to have you on the show. And anybody else that we missed, appreciate you tuning in. Look for us next week. We'll get our current cover trucker on the show hopefully next week, and maybe some other cool stuff. I'd like to get some footage from our drag truckers and share that with you guys as well. So till then, take care, keep the shiny side up. JT out from Studio 10-4 Live Weekly Update. Till next week, take care.